Is this thing on? Looks like we're on. Oh, it looks like we might be on. Hi, everyone! Welcome to another fun adventure in the world of Box Box Goss realness. We are your lovely hosts for today, and we are so excited to get into the Spanish Grand Prix, or I say, give us the full name again.
It is the Formula One Gran Primo de España.
Yes! We are your lovely, beautiful, effervescent hosts having a great time here for the Spanish Grand Prix. We got some fun things this show today, but to kick off, we're gonna just again acknowledge a few things. One, this also was the anniversary of the passing of I can't say his name, Gilles Villeneuve? I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm so sorry. I don't speak French, but we recognize his passing as well. He's a great F1 legend. Thanks, Asay. I appreciate it. And also another piece of little F1 news. If you watched the end of the last season, you know that a certain driver had a very, very scary crash in Bahrain, but he's coming back into a Formula One car. It's Romain Grosjean. He's back in F1, baby. Kind of, in a way. So he will be testing the world-winning, all things amazing W12 Mercedes F1 car. Sorry, I was thinking if it was 12 or 10. I couldn't remember. But anyway, he will be testing that in front of his home Grand Prix, the French Grand Prix. And guys, my heart, honestly, it just warms the little pieces of my heart. I am so excited for him. And you know, he also looks great in a black jumpsuit. You should look it up. You really should. And I think for that, I probably deserve.
So early too.
Oh, so no. But for me, I just, you know, I'm trying to find it, and I'm just like, I know, but you know, I mean, you can't help it, and Mercedes black jumpsuit. It makes anyone look amazing. I'm just saying.
It's true.
And I will show picture proof. I don't have it up for today, but I will show picture proof of it, especially when he's in France. But the power that suit holds.
Yes, children.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, Affy, what do we have coming up today?
Oh, we have something super exciting. Instead of having just one guest, we have two, and we're bringing back our favorite, our most wonderful member of Box Box Goss, Selim. It'll be lots of fun for Selim's Corner, and it'll be a great time. We're just going to go a bit over the race, get some of his opinions, and then we'll introduce our next guest.
Yeah, so should we bring him out?
Let's go.
Awesome. Here is the man of the hour. Hi, Selim.
Yeah, hello. Hi. How y'all doing?
Hey, it's just me and you now.
Oh yeah, welcome to Selim's Corner. This is a corner of the show where we talk about Formula One, but instead of everyone else, it's me, and it's Affy.
Sorry, it's this live. Okay, pop up, Selim. What do you want to say? Let's go.
So today I want to talk about my favorite subject in all of Formula One liveries, and the cars that adorn these beautiful Formula One liveries. Happy, yes.
What is that?
You're kidding.
Is it like the paint job?
It's the paint job, yes. It's the decals, it's the paint job. It's everything but the actual car itself. It's what's painted on the car. I want to start off by asking Happy, what is your favorite livery?
Ooh, that's kind of hard. In all honesty, I know I've heard a lot of people say that they like the Alpine. I hate it. I hate it. But
Really?
yeah, I hate it. But my favorite would actually be either, oh, it's between the Benz, the
Wait, which year?
this year. No, actually 2020. Because I really liked what they did with, was it Niki Lauda's little...
Niki Lauda's red stone.
Yeah, I really like that. But I also like the 2021 McLaren and the 2021 Aston. I really like them. I don't know why, but...
The 2021 Aston is a smart-looking car. I think that shade of green is perfect. I wish it was lime green instead of pink, which it was going to be. It was actually going to be lime green, but then BWT stepped in and, you know, paid him a bunch of cash. But yeah, Affy's frozen, which is great. But let's see here. I think the most fascinating part about Formula One liveries, ladies and gentlemen, is that everyone has their own favorites. Some of them are wrong, just like the opinions. But you know, not everyone knows the perfection that is the R26, the 2006 Renault car, in the beautiful light blue and yellow.
Okay.
Beautiful livery. However, if you've seen the 1990 Renault, have you seen the 1990 Renault, Affy?
Yeah.
And she lied. It's black, it's yellow, and it's white, and it is a beautiful car that I wish they brought back.
Very much so. Bumblebee vibes.
Exactly. And then they became Alpine.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't talk about that. Rest in peace. However, I think the topic that I want to get here today is that I feel as if some of the Formula One liveries have seen a downfall. 2018 Ferrari was beautiful with that white shark fin with the classic numbers. That was such a beautiful livery. I wish they didn't change that at all. Other than that, what was the other team? Oh yeah, Mercedes, that 2018 Mercedes. I understand why they went black. Beautiful reason to, but that silver, oh, it was a pretty little thing. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like the 2021 Ferrari right now is the worst one I've probably ever seen. I don't understand what the green is for. I don't know why they put that on, because to me, green and red do not match at all.
You know, they did it on purpose because Mission Winnow isn't going to be in most races, and they wanted to do something that's going to get on the news. That's why they made it green, because everyone talked about how hideous the Ferrari was, but at least it brought attention to the fact that Mission Winnow exists.
That is true.
Which I still don't get who they are or what they do. They're just tobacco advertising. Let's be fair. But I think it's an interesting choice to make it green. I feel bad for Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, even though that car drives well this year for once. I really think that livery is really letting them down. It's a shame.
Yeah. I think, like, speaking of other cars and other liveries that we've seen on the grid so far, Haas is just what?
They're not going to be Haas next year.
I understand that next year they're not going to be Haas, but like, technically for right now they're an American team, so it's really ironic to have the Russian flag plastered right on it.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's great, but like, and then we're also sponsors. Also, there are like 3 when we have other teams that have at least 5.
Has lost like a couple of sponsors. They lost quite a couple of sponsors because of
he who shall not be named.
Yeah, Binface. But I think I like the livery design itself. I just do wish it was either in the American flag style or like colors of light gray, red, and white. I think then it would have been a semi to decent livery.
I even think that like I preferred Haas's livery from last year than I do now, which I also really hated Haas. Like I really don't like their liveries ever, but like this is bad.
I kind of wish they kept that livery. I kind of wish they didn't bring the mask in, but like I kind of wish they kept that livery. It was actually kind of smart. I like the colors. Really represented an American team.
But it was also really similar to AlphaTauri's, not AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo's livery also, just because it was just the red and white, because they're both red and white.
This year's Alpha.
Which was also a little bit
beautiful. This year's Alpha is a beautiful car, I'm telling you. They've just done a great job on that paint job. I love the green. I think the green worked really, really, really well on that.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not many liveries that I really hate from any of the years. I've never really loved Red Bulls, but I understand why their colors are the way they are. But like this year, it's nice. Ish. Like I don't know. I'm not very big on graphic design. I think a really good person to have this conversation with would be you and Asay, because it would be spot on. But because you two are both graphic designers, and I think we should totally continue this conversation with a totally more qualified person than me next time. But great like discussion topic. Like this was fun. This was really fun because I never really thought of liveries. Neither did I know what a livery was. So thank you for teaching us more. I think we're gonna go into our next segment of having our guest on. Thanks, Salam.
Alrighty. Actually, I learned a lot. From the livery conversation. I think it was really, really fun. And you know what? I think also graphics would have been helpful for that as well too. We will probably post about some of the liveries that we mentioned in the Instagrams. So be sure to follow us and make sure that we get that going. But guys, great job. That was awesome.
Really good. Like it was just fun thinking back on all the liveries. There were some really nice liveries. I do agree. Like the livery, some of the Renault's past liveries were really, really nice.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get in to our main segment. It's all about España, you bitches. And we have a very, very, very special guest here with us today. We're so excited to have him on and just also get a fresh perspective on Formula One. So I guess without any further ado, shall we bring on Timo? What? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, very good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, so usually we totally start with, your history about Formula One. But honestly, I just want to know who you're wearing.
Yeah, that's the news of the day, right? So, AlphaTauri livery clothing. Yeah, I've got to represent one of my favorite teams. Yeah, I love this. I love the team a lot because of its small nature. I guess it's kind of like a family, homey type team, I guess. From the point of view.
I totally get that. Now, I mean, Timo, you're from the Netherlands, so we have to ask. And you're into AlphaTauri. Does this mean you're a Red Bull fan too?
Yeah, I think I have to say I'm a Red Bull fan. And from your reactions, I don't know how I should feel about this. But yeah, I'm a Red Bull fan through and through. But I like the smaller team as well a lot.
Well, we accept you and appreciate you, even though you're wrong. Just kidding. We think that's great. Red Bull is a fantastic team. We love the team. It's great. It's really, really, really wonderful.
We love them. Yeah, we love the team. Yeah.
There we go, Effie. We love the team. Exactly. But do you want to give us like a little bit of backstory into how you got into Formula One? Just like a cute little minute or so.
Yeah, of course. So I've been interested in Formula One for a very long time now, and I think my earliest memories were in 2009 of Braun GP and Jenson Button winning the drivers and constructors championships, which were probably some of the best years of Formula One because of its highly competitive nature. But I was just a child, so I don't remember a lot back then. But ever since, I've always had my ups and downs of interest in Formula One, but it's always been there.
I mean, that was a great year. That was like
Yeah.
so out of like nowhere. It was fantastic. I mean, not out of nowhere per se, but like there was such a new team, and like I think it was a great fun. Yes, Sophie. What about you, Effie?
No, I don't want to say anything because I'll be bullied when I go to school tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say anything. If I may say something, sorry. If I may say something, that year was such a blowout. It was just like Ross Braun was all like, you're on my team. Come drive for me. I have an amazing car. But year comes and goes. They win everything, and we're like, well, I hope you find good drives elsewhere. I am leaving. Have a good one. Yeah.
No, Braun GP is such an interesting team. It's really weird how they came from the ashes from Honda and stuff like that. It's really fun to listen to, and how it's actually become Mercedes now. So.
And the legend lives on.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into some Spanish Grand Prix realness. And you know how we do. We're going to start off with just like showing you, how everyone kind of started out, in qualifying. So obviously it was actually, okay. So yes, the standings stayed the same from qualifying, at least with the top three from qualifying to the race result. Hamilton was first with his 100th pole, guys.
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause for sure.
That's amazing. I mean, who would have thunk it in like our generation that's gonna happen? That was wonderful.
I thought it was never gonna happen, to be honest.
Me neither.
Me neither. What? It was so unheard. Yeah, no one has ever reached 100 poles.
No one was even close.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the closest was no one was close. It was like
68 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 69 if
I believe that was Michael Schumacher for you guys, folks. But yeah, no, I think it was amazing, and you know what? It deserves a real round of applause. I think like Damon Hill on Twitter honestly said that we are watching a GOAT, like one of the greatest of all time in his sport, and like it's just an amazing thing to do. So yeah, that was amazing. But Max Verstappen, he put in a great show. He came second. Valtteri Bottas third, and a pretty good result for Ferrari, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive. in terms of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then moving on, the standings, yes. Oh, no, that's my shopping. The standings did stay the same for the race. It was a Hamilton won again. It was his 97th or 98th win. He's just going to break all the records this year, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
But it wasn't really meant to be, honestly, because and when they left off the line, Max was in the lead.
Yeah, it's a repeating pattern.
I was very surprised. Like, it was just, I was like, that was not a good start from Hamilton. That's not usually one of his best. And at some point, I think he was fighting like a Ferrari or something like that to keep his second place, or I forgot how it went. But like, it was really wild how that happened. Yes, ma'am.
Can we just talk about Mercedes' strategy?
Okay.
Am I frozen?
You're not frozen. Keep going.
Okay. Can we just talk about Mercedes' strategy, right?
Oh God.
With this race, I found it so interesting. Like, personally, as a person with a pretty high IQ of about 500, right? I wouldn't have even thought of that. I wouldn't have even thought of doing what they did, of pitting those two in so quickly. I think it was really smart what they did. So I can't fault them for what they did. Personally, from a person who's playing strictly off of my F1 fantasy that I forgot to edit, Yuki Tsunoda, you're leaving my team. I was really upset, but I was really shocked. Like, it was really shocking what happened. Honestly, I wasn't expecting them to pit so early and still have enough tire to end.
Well, Afi, this is a strategy we've seen before. It was in Hungary.
Where?
Hungary. I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw it was 2019.
I don't
remember strategy.
It was a pain watching that.
Sorry, Timo.
Coming from a Red Bull perspective, it was an absolute pain because Verstappen couldn't do anything. He was a sitting duck.
That's kind of. Sorry, go ahead.
He was a sitting duck because, first of all, so it was Max, Hamilton, Bottas, and Hamilton went into pit for those mediums, and Bottas was like 10 seconds behind, something like that, at that point. And if Verstappen decided to go in as well at that same time, he might have come out in front from Hamilton after that pit stop, but he would have been stuck behind Bottas, and that would have just not really ended properly. There was no guarantee of him going past Bottas, and he might have even lost places with Lewis because of his better tires, perhaps. We don't know.
It was. I mean, it's a good day to be a Mercedes fan. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You can go.
No, I mean, I think it's, everyone talks, there's a lot of discussion about, oh, it's the team, oh, it's the car, oh, it's not really Hamilton. Hamilton is talented, we can say that, but we gotta give it up to the Mercedes team for coming up with such a strategy and, being able to still implement it. I think it's a credit to the team. They're world class. And I know that Red Bull's actually been, not poaching, but poaching some people from Mercedes to join Red Bull.
You can't blame him.
No.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah.
So,
they're the best in the business. That's how it goes,
Yeah. And it's all about who can pay the more money. So, get your dollar bills.
Yeah, well, if you see the Red Bull car, that thing's full of sponsors. So. Yeah.
Along with, not just the strategy, but also with, when we were watching Hamilton move up, right, after he pitted, and we were watching him go pretty far to the bottom, like maybe 6th, and then he was moving up. What was wrong with Bottas? What was his problem? I honestly, Bottas couldn't keep up. with Verstappen. The pace was too wide. He wouldn't be able to keep up. Hamilton was doing about 2 seconds every lap. That's how he was able to keep up. Bottas can't do that. He just can't. Like to be honest, he can't do that. So it didn't make sense as to why Bottas decided to start fighting this guy. Like, it honestly didn't make any sense. I understand, it hurts to be second and then move down to third. Okay, you're racing. That's literally what the sport is. Anyways.
Yeah, well, I feel bad for Bottas as well. So. Sorry, you can go. Sorry.
I think. Well, you go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, you go ahead. I'm fine.
Y'all are too kind. Someone go.
Okay.
No, I can do that.
I was about to say, Bottas found his gumption just a little bit too late with the wrong teammate.
And isn't that the story of Bottas, though? Like, let's be honest. It's always too late for the guy. It's always too late. So,
Yeah, I feel he's also suffering from a car that's just not as predictable as last year's W11. That W11 was off the charts. That thing was insane. And I can't believe Mercedes made that beast. It doesn't matter how good Red Bull's car was, that thing was going to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
And this W12 has not been the most consistent in terms, if you look at the W11. And I'm happy to see that. Obviously, you guys are not. But I'm personally not happy to see that from a Red Bull perspective, but that's just like a fan perspective for the whole sport objectively, because it just gives a bit more competition and a bit more sensation. The Spanish Grand Prix, which is renowned to be completely boring, suddenly became good. You know, it was an average race instead of just a boring one. So I'm really happy about that.
Too. I sat down to the Spanish Grand Prix with my notebook, my laptop. I was planning on getting some personal work done that day, and I was thinking, okay, let's do some research. Race starts, and I'm like, oh, hello. This isn't actually boring. Okay. No rain in Spain, but there's definitely a lot of pain. Okay. Oh, I see you, Max Verstappen. Okay, I see you too, Mercedes. Hey, where's the strategy coming from? Oh, wait. No, the strategy's getting good. Hey!
She just did a whole Broadway bit as well as just spit bars. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Whole Hamilton.
I like. Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to come on to your point with what you said about Bottas suffering with a new, unpredictable car compared to the W11. I would just like to say that I don't care because if it's no, I really truly don't, because at the moment he's driving like a driver who should be in Williams. So I'm really not happy. I'm not happy just because if his teammate, I understand that Hamilton is very experienced in this sport, but if his teammate is able to handle it, why can't he?
I just want to point out that, actually, George Russell did quite well. Never mind, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
He did.
Yeah, well, I'd like to point out also, one of the things Max Verstappen said last year in 2020 as one of the interview questions, it was, why would you pay for $50 million salary for a world champion driver? And why not go for George Russell, even though he's shown he is extremely quick in that Mercedes? And why would you not choose him over Hamilton in the 2021? And Verstappen said it best, is that Hamilton, in the most stressful moments, creates the best decisions. He's always the one who can maximize it, and that's what makes him a 7-time world champion. And I can only agree with that. And that's what differs him from Bottas, is that he can make those crazy decisions and make the best out of them.
That's bars.
Did you say bars?
Yeah, that's bars. That's bars. Okay. Okay. Another thing that was a big thing about this race was also the pit stops. Someone was sipping on something. I mean, Vettel had a 4.2 pit stop. I think and Verstappen too, 4.1 seconds. It was not good for him. But I have a little clip here that I want to share with you guys about a certain Italian driver at a certain Italian team. Yeah.
We're definitely going to see more of it.
I think we're going to see a few pit stops here. What's happening down at Alfa Romeo? Have they brought the wrong tyres out? Have they got an incomplete set? Rather looks like it. Antonio Giovinazzi's waited to be serviced with a fresh set of tyres.
I suspect they might be Raikkonen tyres. Yeah, because there must be a set of Raikkonen tyres that were going on here.
Karoon, you can see all this.
Yeah, I can. I mean, this is kind of like that Nürburgring race. Remember with Eddie Irvine, mechanics just running round and round. He's finally on his way. But I think you're right, guys. I think they were probably expecting the other car. And they had to swap it because...
Yeah, that was, yeah.
That's no good. No.
That was...
It reminds me of Bahrain. What happened with Russell? Just like with the way they totally fucked up his tires. Also, like, I don't know what's with them in long pit stops. It's like it's the new fashion in town. But like trends, TikTok trends. I'm sorry. But like also with what Hamilton's awful pit stop. I think it was Germany or Silverstone.
Must be Germany.
I think it was Germany.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, they need to get it together. Honestly, the pit crew is like one of the people like most valuable, like MVPs. Like, but what is this nonsense of doing like 17-year pit stops? Jeez, I'll be married by the time, like, married with children, with my Mercedes GLE. Like, it's actually bad. It's actually really bad. Really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad sometimes. But the thing was with the Verstappen pit stop back in Spain on Sunday was that he apparently, I'm not sure if you guys can confirm this, but he went into the pit without notifying his team quick enough, so his team weren't ready with the tires. And even then, that was pretty impressive to only do it in 4 seconds with that kind of preparation.
No, Red Bull's like pit crew is world class. Like 2 seconds, done. Like they are very, very good. So to do that without too much prior notice in 4 seconds is not that bad.
Yeah.
But Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I saw the clip as well, and just looking at it now, if you look at the front left, the guy was hitting the tire. There was no pressure in it. They forgot to fill up the tires, so that's why they had to switch it out. There was no air in the tires.
Oh man! How do you become a pit crew? Honestly, I feel like the criteria you need to meet is like maybe 2nd grade maths.
That's not it. They actually have to be quite educated.
I know it's mechanical engineering, and I know that's something that you need to do, but if you're going to do a 27,000-year freaking dinosaur-aged pit stop for F1, you're mad. Like, I don't think the criteria needs to be that. Just from what they're showing me, I think the criteria can be a little...
I think not only are they responsible for the tires, but I think they're also responsible for fixing the car itself and any issues.
They are, but like we only really see them when they're fixing the tires or the wings. That's really when we only see them.
There's a lot of behind the scene work as well too. Also, the
a lot of
drivers
behind the scenes.
Okay, but I think we all have to recognize from Hungary 2020 was the crazy suspension change that Red Bull did. That was insane.
That was insane. Insanity. I mean, I think for this race, I'm blaming it on the tapas. That's my perspective. But then at the same time,
tapas Mexican?
No.
No, it's
Spanish.
yeah. Oops.
You can tell like what grade she's getting from like in this show. You can really honestly tell the grades that she's getting like in English and like geography and anything related. If anyone out there is a tutor in those subjects, please respond on our Twitter or Instagram, Box Box Goss F1. Thank you. I say continue.
They're difficult. They're hard.
Affy. Oh my goodness.
They're hard subjects.
Go away, Affy. I say continue.
Like, I think it was, I think it's just chalking it up to, I think this is just a slip in the keg. I think it's honestly, I feel like it's just a bad day in the office, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was yes, someone slipped. I'm sure we're gonna get it better. These things happen all the time. We just hope and pray it doesn't turn into a trend.
Yeah.
We certainly hope indeed. One last thing before I bring us all to a close, is that practice 1. Let's just rewind it really quickly. This whole Grand Prix was a little bit of what year was it? This weekend. I mean, like in practice 1, Vettel had the fastest time, beating out Hamilton and Alonso.
Oh,
What year is this, guys? It was fantastic. I had fun with that.
it was the year of 1929. I had just finished writing my memoir about the World War of 2021. It was a romantic time. We were
It wasn't that
dancing.
long ago, I say.
That's how. No, okay, but okay. I don't know if you saw during the race, but like there was a battle between like all the retirees. It was Vettel and Alonso and Raikkonen. It was so funny to watch them go at it. Like I'm really trying to refrain from all of my old people jokes right now, but
Thank you.
like it really looked like, like retirement cafeterias, who's the fastest to get to the chocolate cake.
Okay, I just want to say that when Vettel made his debut, Raikkonen and Alonso were like not well indoctrinated, but well into the sport. I think even Alonso retired like once or something like that during that time. So Vettel is not old in comparison to them.
I know, I understand that, but obviously Vettel would win because his limbs are more limber.
I think Vettel aged twice as fast during Ferrari times, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially last year.
Yeah, I think he got some grey hairs.
Not just gray hairs.
Oh, he lost some
But
hair as well.
He lost.
Speaking of Vettel, Lance Stroll, we're really seeing the battle of the ages. Said I'm not going to do any thirsty this thing today.
Lance.
Lance Stroll, we're really seeing like the battle of the ages because we have Lance Stroll out qualifying, and I think wasn't his result like above Vettel?
Yeah, only 2 places. So.
Yeah, only 2 places. And then we saw Ocon and Alonso also.
Yeah.
So I think it's getting interesting. It's getting really interesting.
The only exception to that would be McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo's coming into his own. He placed ahead of Lando Norris. So
Yeah, he's starting to show the Ricciardo we all know and love. No, but I feel bad for Alonso because I don't think that his bad result was entirely up to him as well, because he was pitted only once as well and not twice like his teammate. So that didn't really help him.
Alpine is also really fast. Like,
Yeah, it was fast this weekend.
where have they come from? Like, my friends and I on our F1 group chat, we always go, where did they come from? Like, who are these people? Because they come out of nowhere, honestly. I think no one's really paying attention to them. But just a reminder for F1 Fantasy, if you don't have Ocon on your team, maybe it might be a smart decision.
yeah, Fee, it might be a smart decision for you, and you probably should make that decision before Monaco.
My fantasy team's pretty good, I think.
Do you have Yuki in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
God, no.
Who's your team?
I have Red Bull, Verstappen, Gasly, Norris, Russell, and Perez.
That's a really good
That's
team.
actually a really nice team. That's a bit. How do you have so much money?
I'm just good at managing my budget. No, I had I had another few drivers, but I made profit of them, so I got some extra money.
Nice.
That's a
I guess we
really
need
good
like
team.
an F1 fantasy masterclass for
Yeah.
one of our episodes.
That'd be dope.
Okay, everybody, it's time for final thoughts. Y'all got a minute. Let's start with you, Timo.
Yeah, great. So for final thoughts, Spanish Grand Prix, crazy race to a certain degree. I loved the battle that was going on between the one-stoppers, two-stoppers, see how it went out. Most of the time the two-stoppers came on top, and I can't be really happy about that, but we'll see in Monaco. I'm really happy. I'm excited for Monaco because it's just such a traditional race. And I love being on the podcast as well today, guys. It was a good time. Thank you for having me as well.
Coming.
And yeah, I'm also very excited for the Zandvoort Grand Prix this later this year. Coming to my home.
All right! Are you going?
I wish,
Oh.
but it's just so expensive. It's just so expensive.
I hear that, actually. I want to go to the Austin. I was thinking about going to the Austin, the U.S. Grand Prix in Austin, because I have friends out there. And I was looking at tickets, and I'm like, I don't make enough money.
The cheapest ones were like 300 euros. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But that would be super exciting. That's a track that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Afi.
Oh, okay. I'm really happy that I actually watched this race. I was really debating not to, just because, Spain is notoriously boring. And I also had homework. So, but I'm now starting to get really disappointed in Vettel. I'm waiting for him to step it up, honestly. Other than that, I'm excited for Monaco, especially for the back of the grid, really praying for all of the drivers because of one specific driver. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be a good one.
I say.
I mean, the race was, I'm pleasantly surprised with the race. Yes, I'm disappointed I didn't get my personal work done, but hey, it was a fun race to watch. I know it's going to be exciting to see how the season changes. Honestly, I think we're just saying the more things change, the more they stay the same, and that's the vibe I'm getting out here. I know coming down the line, we got Monaco, we've got other exciting races. Also, Turkey's coming up sometime soon, so I'm excited to see that. But for now, Monaco. I'm interested to see who comes up, who doesn't. But I'm most likely thinking that someone's going into the water. Someone's going swimming. Someone's going swimming with the fishes. Swimming. But no, honestly, I think it was a good race, pleasantly surprised, but now I have to get my personal work done somehow.
And for me, I kind of sort of paid attention to this race. I agree with everyone. It was a little more exciting than I was expecting. I'm excited for Monaco. I'll be drinking bubbly all weekend just to feel like I'm on the lovely Riviera. No, I'm not a drunkard. Afi, stop looking like that. I am also deeply concerned. If you saw our Twitter, I am deeply... I am deeply concerned about the back of the grid as well. I am praying for the best, as Afishika has probably already demonstrated. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping to see a little overtaking. I know it's a tight track, but maybe something small. And qualifying will be interesting. I think we should watch that in particular because that's where the money points are probably going to be made. But that's pretty much it. Timo, do you have anything you want to plug, or do you want anything last words before you head out?
I'm not really that guy that likes to plug everything, but if people want to follow my Instagram, it's at timo.stalk_. For people who are for some reason interested in my account. I don't know why you would be, but it's okay. And yeah, I just, again, thank you for having me on, and I am really happy to be in here to just talk my mind a bit and talk with people who are also interested in Formula One just like me. So it's great.
Yay! Thank you so much for being on. It was so much fun. We had a great time, and we think you're great, even though you're supporting a team that we don't necessarily we don't necessarily support, but it's fantastic. We loved having you on. Thank you everyone in our pit crew for joining us for today. We're gonna see you in 2 weeks in one of the most beautiful locations in the world, Monaco. If you live in Monaco, please fortify your apartments. And we will see you later. Okay? Bye, everyone.